I am Luigi Roselli, architect, who has practiced for 35 years in Sydney. I've been asked to design a place for peace. The house is located in Bronte. It has this wonderful Pacific Ocean coastline. There was an existing brown brick 60s, 70s house. It was half burnt down, and it was really unsympathetic to the beautiful location. So the solution would have had to face the problem of how do you link a house on 4 stories? And the solution was to create a vertical element, the stairwell. As soon as you arrive, you see the light coming down the stairs, and you're just attracted by light. And the stairwell has to be inviting. We decided to use the glass blocks. The joints between the glass blocks are used with a black grout. And the black grout gives a kind of a lattice feeling, which is a little bit reminiscent of old windows, where you had a small glass panes. We wanted also to have the glass block onto the lift. So this ascension to this stairwell with the light increasing every floor you go up and arriving at the top to very, very luminous open space. It is beautiful. You contemplate the views through the windows of a living room, and you turn around and swivel 180 degrees and you contemplate the swimming pool responding to the views and the garden with a barbecue, a pizza oven, and that domesticity is great. This is a house to live.
Bronte is one of the most beautiful beaches on Sydney's eastern seaboard, and the brief was very much directed around how they were going to integrate their life, moving from tight living in Singapore to this beautiful location and having the opportunity to spread out. The relationship of the building to the site is so integral to this house, and so our role in the interiors was to really embrace that concept and make sure there was a really nice integration between inside and outside and a flow throughout the house. There were some really strong elements already established, those being the glass stairwell and also on the ground levels the use of rammed earth. So I think there was always going to be this exchange with materials between warm and cool because of those aspects, and also the overwhelming impact of the view to the Pacific. So we selected some smoky timbers that have a lovely sort of rich caramel feeling. We took a bit of a Scandinavian approach to some of the furniture because of the way that Scandinavian design speaks to the natural world and natural elements. It's not overly precious or pretentious looking or gallery-like, but it's beautiful in its line and considered in its form. Really throughout the house, there's just a nice gentle exchange going on as you move from the bottom to the top. Warm materials speak with cool materials the whole way through, and overall there's a nice balance and a flow.
There is very little artificiality into this building. This beautiful rock face that was behind a cellar was going to be hidden by wine storage. So we asked the builder to make a window inside this cliff that we had to cut down. The rock, it's a reminder of where the building is. You look at the cliffs along the ocean, this layer of sandstone, all these layers, some cantilevering, some recessed. And the house has got the same phenomenon of layering. It is a space where a person can sit and have a continuous glass enveloping them like a fish in a bowl. The views are used as an element of meditation. The ocean, the wind, the clouds, the waves are all elements that help contemplation.
The concept around colour in the house really was to respond to the changing shades of the ocean. So throughout the house, as you move from downstairs where it's a bit darker to upstairs where it's much lighter, we really work with a whole range of blues through to greens. There are so many beautiful tones in the ocean and the light can change so dramatically. So when you experience the space as your eye is cast across a very open planned room where there are a lot of elements going on that can potentially compete with each other, we were very conscious that there was this flow with colour and also transparency, easy for your eye to flow over to ultimately what is the money shot here, which is this spectacular view of the horizon.
There's lots of beautiful detail. What is important for this house is a sculptural element, which is also a livable element, which reminds everybody about the layering of the sandstone rocks that were there before Captain Cook came in this place. And to try to spend some time in contemplating the beauty of nature, but also meditating on, the meaning of life in this beautiful place.